I've officially been to 10 state parks in the state of Wisconsin, and we're gonna debrief. I have them all listed out here of the ones I've been to and the rating that I gave them, and we're gonna have a chat. So I get 3 5s out of 5s, which are a perfect score in my rating system, and that would include Devil's Lake, High Cliff, and Rib Mountain. And those ones absolutely blew my mind away. High Cliff, I feel like I'm a little biased because I grew up going to this park. I love that state park, and so I fear that going into it, it was almost an automatic 5 out of 5. Same thing with Devil's Lake. But Rib Mountain is a new one I've never been to. I've been skiing at Rib Mountain. Nonetheless, those are my 5 out of 5s. I feel like the views and the water, especially with Devil's Lake and High Cliff, make that park what it is. Devil's Lake reminds me of that alpine lake, whereas High Cliff just feels like home to me. Rib Mountain, the mountain views and all the scenic points throughout the park, just I loved it. There's not much to say. And when I say mountain views, there really are no mountains in Wisconsin. It's just kind of more of a hilly park, and there's really good viewpoints along the way. The next top rated ones are Rosha Cree and Blue Mound. I feel like Blue Mound had a lot of hiking trails to offered, which I loved. And then Rosha Cree, I really liked the stone structure or thing that was there. It was absolutely mind-blowing, and honestly, it's not what I expected from Rosha Cree. That being said, from 30 minutes from Rosha Cree, it happened to be Buckhorn State Park, and I was not a fan. I did like the lake views. I loved the little trails, and I thought it was really unique compared to other parks, especially with how the campsites were right along one of the hiking trails that I was on. Although I did not like how buggy it was, and it honestly kind of just felt like a different state parks I've been to, like New Glarus or Mirror Lake. There was nothing really special that stood out about those particular parks. Moving forward into Rocky Arbor, which is right next to Mirror Lake and Devil's Lake, I already did a video about how I think it's crazy how different all three of the parks are and how close they are from each other, but I did really like Rocky Arbor. I felt like a mix of Mirror Lake and Devil's Lake if they were in one place, which was really neat. A park I was not a fan of is Copper Culture. Now, I went during the off season before the museum was open, and maybe that would have changed my answer a little bit. I don't really know. However, that being said, I think if I were to go to a state park, that would be like lowest on my list of parks to return to. I think we've covered all 10 of the state parks. I will say my tops were definitely Devil's Lake, Rib Mountain, High Cliff, and then followed by that would be Blue Mound, Rosha Cree, and then kind of cascading down off of that would be Rocky Arbor,